Hello everyone, this is Ron Turner at Frontrunner 2020, and welcome. Thank you for joining the inaugural program of Frontrunner 2020. What is Frontrunner 2020? This is something new, and again, thanks to everybody for being here. I see friends on the line that are logged in. I really appreciate your support, and this is something that I'm really committed to. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time, kind of delaying Josh getting started, but the general idea is for candidates at every stage, from having that aspiration to serve all the way up to winning an election, and focused on bringing best practices from the business community and so on. So it's not just a campaign management thing that's out there already, but the development, the branding, bringing in expertise outside of politics, and oh yeah, we'll do the the basic politics stuff too. One weekly feature that we'll be having on Frontrunner 2020 is to check in with Dave Bonham. He's the deputy campaign manager for Ellen Cohen, who's running for city council in Houston, Texas. And what I want to do is to take the stuff that may be theoretical in the presentation and talk to somebody every week at a real campaign. And Dave has agreed to be that guy for us. So every week we're going to check in with him and kind of put the information to the test and see if it's relevant. First of all, welcome, Dave. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing today?
Thanks for having me, Ron. I'm looking forward to this. It's exciting.
Good, good. Appreciate you being here. As a deputy campaign manager, you're responsible for the field operations. And Josh talked about how you want to project a welcoming personality to the community online in order to get people enthusiastic and convert them into a physical presence at the campaign. What do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, social media has a unique ability to reach a subset of your demographic, whether they be voters, part of your win number or not, that are extremely active in the community and are willing to help out if you access them the right way. You have multiple layers in the campaign, whether it be through your field program, your mail, if you go up on TV or radio. But just think of social media as another layer, but it's also a lot more personal. And if you do it right, if you sprinkle it in with everything else, you can really harness almost a grassroots presence that you can't do through a direct mail piece, or it's very hard to cultivate when you're only calling someone twice throughout a campaign and maybe knocking on their door once. It's a really good tool if you use it properly.
That's cool. Yeah, because I hear you saying it's in multiple touch points, because yeah, you're absolutely right. And the classical campaign techniques, you have a plan and a budget for how many touch points you might have through direct mail, phone call, canvassing the neighborhood. But this way you have multiple touch points. And I see you doing that and kind of expanding the community. I have the page up on the screen, and one of the things we emphasize to people is that every candidate must have an actual fan page and not just use their personal individual page. I see, two examples here of recent messages that have been posted, and let me kind of go in another direction here. Something that Josh had mentioned was about authenticity and not being, artificial and stiff. I see here messages, that are clearly from Ellen.
But what we have found is that the more personal tweets and Facebook comments she makes seem to get the most traction. And at the end of the day, what you want is buzz. This, once again, is just another layer of contact points that you can put into your campaign. You never do, 4 mail pieces in 1 week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because it's just not effective. You want to spread it out. Same thing with your social media. And at the end of the day, the people that you are reaching through your social media are always more active, and you can harness them. And if you're able to harness them early on, you can just beef up all of your other activities.
obviously this is something that you guys are really good at your campaign, because I scroll down and the very next message I see is like an example that I'd like to talk about, because she has posted a photo of volunteers, and everybody in volunteer management knows how important it is to show that appreciation, and there are different kind of ways to do that. But how awesome is this? It's like, here's a group photo, and then she makes a personal comment about it. It's a great group of workers in the office today, exclamation point. Nice to see the younger generation working alongside the, quote, more established crowd. And so,
Right.
that's kind of cute, right? And so you get like the, and again, to the engagement, there's 9 people that have clicked like on that. So it's just sort of like a real easy, lazy way to engage. So it ends up going into their streams because they liked it, and all of their friends see that they liked it. And so the interesting thing here is that then after a couple of comments, then Ellen comes back and participates in the conversation. So
Absolutely.
right. So comment on that whole process there. What is the thinking behind that, and how's that working for you?
Sure. Yeah. Well, we picked up a few things along the way. If Ellen had just made this post and we didn't attach a photo to it, you would not have seen nearly as much interaction in the Facebook stream. And that's ultimately what you're going for, because every time someone posts on that, then like you said, their Facebook picks up on it, their friends see it, it just snowballs. It's a snowball effect. But I will say, like you mentioned, Ron, that we always try to follow back on things. You always want to follow up with people. And the reason why is just because they then become that much more engaged. You're so much more likely to have them continue posting on your wall, telling people about it, and even showing up at your office. And that's the key. You want those volunteers to show up at your office, feel comfortable, and want to help Ellen get elected. Because as you know, there's only so many campaign staff because there's only so many dollars. It's those volunteers that really at the end of the day can make a huge difference.
That's fantastic, Dave. Thanks for spending the time with us today. And it just occurred to me, during Josh's presentation, he had mentioned 2 examples, and we give people homework, so it's actionable. One piece of homework was everybody should create a Twitter account, and we gave them 2 examples to follow. And it occurred to me that we didn't give an example of Facebook, and here it is. So I'm telling everybody, go into your Facebook account and look up Ellen Cohen, city council candidate in Houston, and like that page so that you'll be participating in that stream, and go visit it often, because you will see the right way to do this. And Dave, I mean, it's just kind of like a perfect example, because the people that are following Frontrunner 2020 are a lot of people who were maybe a few years away from running for office and need to have role models of kind of the right way to do it. So so thanks for taking the time. Do you have any sort of closing comments or anything you want to leave us with, Dave?
Yeah, I would say don't be tempted to Facebook or tweet too much. Just do it naturally. Always have a purpose for it. You don't want to lose your followers because it's not relevant to them. We really try hard to make it interactive, relevant, and to the point, and that way people can interact, and it just snowballs, like we said. So good luck, and have fun out there.
All right, thanks. Dave, really appreciate that. That's Dave Bonham, the Deputy Campaign Manager at Ellen Cohen's campaign for City Council in Houston, Texas. Thanks a lot, Dave. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me, Ron.
Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it, and we'll look forward to keeping in touch over the long run.